Hey there, welcome to day 65 of playing chess every day until I reach 1500 Elo. Currently we're at 1190 after a draw yesterday. And let's go ahead and just jump right into a 15-minute rapid game here. Well, I got duplicated audio 1 sec. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're up against an 1189, and we have black, and we're going to get the Caro Kann, because he's playing e4. Okay. Go ahead and play d5, c6, d5, and let's see what kind of variation we go into here. Okay, he pushes, so we might transpose into an advanced variation. I think I'll go ahead and play bishop f5. And then let's see if he plays d4. That would be an advanced variation, I think. Yeah. Okay, so he transposes to that. We just go ahead and connect this pawn chain, support the bishop here. And then our plan is going to be to go ahead and play c5. If he takes, we get our bishop very developed. And if he doesn't, then we keep pressuring the d4 pawn. Develop the knight. Potentially bring the queen over here to b6. Also, since he did bring the knight out first, I wonder if I should have actually just gone ahead and pinned it to remove a defender here. Because typically the knight isn't out first in the advance, so the queen is covering g4. So you can't just put the bishop out there, but if the knight is already out, it might make more sense to actually just pin this knight, and then potentially even trade it off if he tries to kick the bishop. Or just drop back and let him push his pawns if he really wants to. Goes for that check. I'm just going to play the move I was intending to play anyway, which was developing the knight there. Alright. Takes. So we do get a bishop for a knight, which generally is slightly better to have the bishops instead of the knights. Alright, I don't think that's a very good move. I mean, it's probably not a huge deal, but I think when I've looked in the game review, normally making the bishop cover d4 is like kind of inaccurate, and it just, your bishop is basically functioning as a pawn. Maybe I'm misremembering that, but I do believe that this isn't a super great move. Let's see here. So I think I should go ahead and start routing. I want to route the knight to here. I could go ahead and actually go for this pin and try to trade and still keep the pressure here. Route this knight over to f5, and then we do still have some pressure. The only thing is if I jump here, he could take first. If I take, bishop takes. Then what do I want to go for? Otherwise, I route the knight this way. Okay, let's immediately put pressure on the pawn and attack this pawn with the queen. Queen b6 first. Which I think is necessary because he is also twice attacking my pawn, so I needed to defend it if he does decide to take. Okay, he simply defends. He has plenty of attackers on this square, so this is not a fork, because I only have one piece defending it. So So yeah, normally they have a pawn here, and you take, and they take back, and then they have a fixed weak pawn on d4. Because he's just developed all the pieces here and the pawn is blocked, that's not the case this time. I think I will probably go ahead and pin this knight now. Because I also need to move the bishop anyway to make room for this knight to come out. And then attack d4. And he has 3 defenders of it, and they're all 2 minor pieces and a queen. No pawns defending it. So if I can get this here, or this way, I think. Actually, also I could just trade and then focus my attack on the e5 pawn. But let me see how many attackers I can get on d4. So get the knight. We have the pawn. We have the queen. That's a weird move. Because he just prevented himself from taking the knight back with the queen. I mean, he's blocking the pin, but I can double his pawns. I guess he can open up his rook with that, but that will seem like probably not a very good pawn structure. If I take, he takes. He is adding another defender also to d4, so he really wants to hold on to d4, and he probably will be able to if he really wants to, but I think he's making positional concessions probably. So let's go ahead and take here, I think. Let me just think for just a moment. Yeah, I think let's take. And then let's go knight here and here. Then we'll also have the ability to trade the bishop. I don't think I want to because I'd probably rather keep his pawns doubled. Should I ever move my bishop just 1 square out just to get closer to castling? Because I don't want... I mean, right now he's playing pretty passive, so I'm not too worried about an attack, but I don't want to get caught off guard and not have castled early enough. Actually, if I go here, he might just take with the bishop and double my pawns back, which would be kind of annoying. So I think... Actually, what do I want to do? Maybe I will just take... Because if I block this and he takes, then I can't take back. I could push this, but... And then try to develop this way. If I take, he takes... I'm not sure exactly what I want to do. I think I'll take. And then when he takes back, probably with the bishop, I think I'll drop back to here. Maybe to pressure this pawn a little bit. Also have this, if this ever becomes a fork here. If there's any other piece I can threaten. Dang, it's hard to decide actually which move I want to play, because they all feel like there's a disadvantage. I could also just push this and try to keep his bishop locked in. But they release all the tension. But I don't really want him to just double my pawns here by taking. And I can't move the bishop to here. Every developing move feels like there's a big drawback to it. So maybe I will just play this and try to develop this way. Take, take. Okay, no, I think... Actually, does this check ever do anything? What does he play if I give the check? Get block like that. Oh no, the check does fork the pawn right away. I was looking at this square, but I think I can just do the check and fork the pawn. Okay, let's take first though, because if I leave, then he can win this pawn because he has to attack. So let's take. If he takes with the knight, it might not work actually, because he'll be threatening this pawn. So if I go check, block, take, he takes. But yeah, now I do have this as a potential target. If he supports it like this, then this will become a target. Okay, he doesn't take with the knight. So I think I can win the pawn. Let's see if that's correct. Blocks with the knight. Does this work actually to win the knight? So here, bishop has to go back. And then here, knight's pinned. Bishop can take. He would have to give up his bishop. I think that does work to win the knight. And I can't, because he did block with the knight, I can't take the pawn anyway. So let's see if this does the trick. This bishop only has one square. And, I mean, that will also just be a fork, so I guess he will just give up the bishop. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't consider this at all. Maybe he does get out of it. Do I have any other threatening moves? I could play here. Then when the bishop goes back, I take the knight. I think that works. If he takes the pawn, then I just take... Actually, no, that doesn't. He can just take the pawn if I do that. I go here. He takes the pawn with the pawn. I can't take the knight. I can take back here. We trade. We might just have to trade. But this was a good defensive move, I think. So I think I'm going to try that. He has two attackers, I have two defenders. He doesn't have a check here. Okay, let's try. Hopefully I'm not wondering something. Two attackers, two defenders. The knight will be under attack once I take back, if he trades. And then he will just have really bad pawn structure. Not that bad, I guess, but kind of bad. Because these will both be isolated. These are doubled. I'm a little scared about my king now, though. Because things are opening up over here. and I'm completely undeveloped on my king side, and the pawns are all pushed over here. So hopefully if we get this bishop trade, I'll only be one knight move away from being able to castle after. And if he takes with the bishop right away, I think that would be a really bad idea. Because then I take the knight with check, and then I take the bishop. So I don't think he'll do that. I think he'll take with the pawn. And then I'll take. Then he takes. Then I take. Then the knight goes somewhere. Or he defends it with the queen, maybe. Taking his time. I don't think there's any other move, is there? Well, I guess he could just, like, threaten my queen or something like this. Oh, and he does do that. Yeah, that's not something I looked at all before playing this, but maybe it's actually a good move. I think it is a good move. That everything is covered, and when I drop back, I won't be able to defend the pawn twice. Oh wait, you know what? So what if I did this? Take, take, take the knight, he takes the pawn back, I take the bishop, pinning the rook to the queen. So is that materially good for me? That's 6 points, -1 for the pawn, he takes 9 for the queen, and then I win the rook. But if he brings his queen to protect, so then I take with the bishop, he takes back with the queen, then I lost a queen and a bishop, and he lost and a pawn, and he lost a bishop, a knight, and a rook. So that's 11 points versus my 12, 13 points. So that doesn't work. So I think I just have to go back. Should I go here? Actually, I should go here because this... No, never mind. It doesn't pin the pawn because the queen is protecting. Here prevents castling. Here, if he takes, do I have anything after that? I guess I do maybe have something, like going into here. Okay, I'm gonna just try here. I'm taking a long time, but... Do I want to prevent the castling with this, or just go here? I think I'm gonna go here. Oh, no, never mind. This blunders the queen. Okay, good thing I didn't do that. I did blunder my queen the other day, so I do not want to repeat that. Yeah, that would have been bad. Okay, I'm just gonna go back here. I think I lose the pawn. Dang, I thought that I had him with the pushing this pawn, and then he would go back. But I didn't see this move, and then I didn't see the rook move after either. So both those moves were really powerful. Okay, takes the pawn back. I can go back here with the pin, which double attacks the pawn. Does he have a way to defend the pawn again? No, he can't defend it with the knight. Take. I take, he takes. I don't have a check. It's going here good. Yeah, I think just going here because it has a little bit of a threat. Double attacking here. But then I do let him castle. Okay, I'm just gonna try it. Just try something here. Wait, actually he can defend it with the rook coming down again. I think that's what he's gonna play. Because the knight covers the square. I could drop back here, it's still double attacked. This bishop is supporting both of these pawns. So maybe there's a way to attack the other one. But I need my other pieces involved because right now they're doing nothing. It's basically only my queen doing anything, which is a problem. Okay, yeah, he plays that move, which I expected but didn't see until after I played my move. So this doesn't really do anything, I don't think. I do kind of like that it spies this pawn, but the queen is still covering that. So I think I'm going to go down, keep the double attack going there. It's twice defended. I can add my rook here though. But I probably should just focus on... Actually, is there a tactic? No, because the rook is covering. I wonder if there would be a potential tactic where the bishop takes, we take here with check, but that's just 2 pawns for a bishop, and I don't think there's a follow-up. Oh, wait, no, there is, because that's a fork on the knight. So if we could get rid of the rook, maybe like this. Actually, I like this, because then the rook moves. Yeah, I think a6 seems good. The rook moves, and then we have threat to take this, and if he trades, then I go here, take another pawn, check the king. Oh no, because the knight can jump back to block, so we don't win it because it's able to block. Either way, I think I can get the pawn back though, right? Let's see what he plays here though, because maybe that will change if he's able to add another defender. Okay, no, he's just pressuring this. So if I do take, then I'll lose this pawn. But if I go take, no. Yeah, okay, let's kick the rook first. Kick the rook. Rook has to, he can't go over here because I'll just take it. So he has to go back somewhere, I think. Take. That is a fork. But maybe he goes back here where it's not under threat. Take. Okay, let's just kick him first. And then if I need to, maybe I'll push this or something. I don't want to do that though. Actually, I could also push this. I think I like that. because the queen covers. But actually, once the bishop takes, queen takes, then the queen doesn't cover it anymore. So maybe not. We're both using up quite a bit of time. I'm a little lower than him though. 420 versus 630. Okay, he goes back and covers the knight, which I think was smart. So there's no potential for like a fork or anything on those two. Because the knight could be hanging in certain scenarios. So I think... Take. Knight's not hanging. He takes. The knight still covers this pawn. I think I just need to... I really wish I was castled. I think I need to push the pawn over there. Or I just push this one for now, try to develop the knight. But then it gets rid of this weak pawn. But I get my knight into the game. But if here, take, here... He could take, double the pawns again. Okay, let's just develop the knight this way and keep the bishop here for now, covering this. And try to get the knight out to here. I do like the fact that this pawn is weak, and if the bishop ever leaves, I will have a check and can take this pawn. Okay, he doesn't have a check here. He's attacking the pawn, but it's defended. Should I go here and double attack the bishop and the pawn? Or, you know, attack the bishop, double attack the pawn? Or should I go here? It attacks the bishop, but it doesn't attack the pawn. So I think this could be better. Maybe. But he can defend it, and then I take the bishop. Okay, let's try this. So we might be able to get a pawn back, and then also we have better pawn structure than him. He does have this, which is a pass pawn, but we do have some stuff aiming at it for now, and blocking it for now. But I think I really want to play bishop e7 in castle, but I still have this pawn to worry about. Okay, he moves his knight. Trying to hop into here. If I take here, take... Oh, he's just defending the pawn here. Maybe preparing the rook to come in. I have this check now. You can go back. Still double attacking this. Take, check. Okay, let's just take first. I think taking seems fine, no matter what. And then probably go for this check. Knight comes back. Then we take here. Could also block with the queen. But then I think we'd be able to take either way. Okay, let's give the check. My time's getting really low, actually. And his is still 5 minutes, so. Oh wait, for a second I thought the knight was forked, but it's guarded by the queen, so. So he doesn't have to go back. I can still add the rook here. As another attacker. I think I will need to play g6 though. Okay, he wants to trade. I think I'm okay going to an endgame because I have better pawn structure. Take. Take. If I take here, he takes back, but I can go here first. Okay, let's just take. Let's try to make quick moves here. And then I think I'll go here and attack his pawn right away. He attacks my pawn. Maybe I'll push it. Okay, let's just play quick. And then I think I'll have to play g6 and castle. g6, get the bishop out, castle. Actually, if he attacks this pawn, I'm fine just going take, just trading it off. And he can have my pawn and I'll take his, because this pawn is more threatening. Okay, he does attack that pawn. And yeah, I think I'll just take. Oh wait, if take, check, then he has the skewer there. So that's a problem actually. Take. Okay, let's push the pawn first. King's coming in. Let's play here. Do I still have to worry about the skewer? Take. Yeah, I still have to worry about it. So let's play here first. Maybe bishop here, actually. But then I can't win this. But yeah, I'm concerned about the skewer. I don't think I can do anything. With that skewer being a threat. Maybe I move the king here. I think I should move the king here. But then he does have check, but then I just, no, because then I trade the rooks off. And if I move the king here, oh, he pushes the pawn right away. So I can't move the king. Have this check. And this is not defended anymore. Okay, let's just go here for now. Or maybe check here? No, because then he just comes down. Okay, let's just go here for now. Here, because then I can drop back this way. And this protects this square, attacks the rook, and covers this pawn. And if we can keep this pass pawn blocked, now I'm able to castle here. But I'm really low on time. Okay, castle. that's a straightforward move. Let's go here, attack his rook and defend the pawn. Wait, I can just take the pawn, right? Can I not just take the pawn? He can take mine, but his is more threatening. No, he can't take mine because mine's covered. If I go take... Yeah, I think I'm just going to take the pawn. I don't have a lot of time to think about it. I also have this check now to try to trade. Check here. Okay, let's trade and then move the king up. And then the knight actually doesn't hang because it's check, but it almost hangs when he takes it back here. Yeah. So we have a pretty good position. Actually, it's equal material. First, I thought I won a pawn, but no, I just won back the pawn that I was down. Okay, let's probably go... Well, the pawn's under threat. I think I'm okay with threatening this first. If the king comes here... No, he can't come there. This attacks two pawns. And if I take, it attacks the rook. So if he takes, I take. He takes, I take. I think I'm okay with that. I also have... Could also go here actually first. I think I like that. Okay, let's try that first. Try to take this pawn, and then we're still threatening this one and this one. And he doesn't have any kind of checks or anything. My main issue, I like my position, my main issue is just my load time, which is a common issue that I run into. Because I use up all my time in the middle of the game, and it's hard for me not to. I do it a lot. Okay. He wants to trade it. If we trade, though, then I can win a pawn at the end. I think I'm okay with that. Or I could take this first, and I'm still threatening this and his knight. So I think that maybe that's better. I win a pawn either way. So 1, 2, 3 threats. Okay, let's probably just do the trade. So here, he takes, I take. Up a pawn. His pawn structure is bad. His king is more active than mine. Okay, he defends that pawn. Let's push... Maybe push this pawn. Okay, I don't have much time. Let's just push this one first. Now this is weak and this is weak. This is covered for now. If we can get rid of his rook on this rank, then we can win this pawn. I don't think I can, though. I think he's going to stick it to this rank. I might actually want to back my rook up and try to reroute it somewhere. Okay, let's go up here so we don't lose a pawn to that check or something. Go here. Let's just do that. Check. This is covered. He has to go back, I think. Because every one of these squares is attacked by pawns. Okay, he goes back. Then let's go. Let's go like here. These are still covered. Okay, let's go there. This is all covered. This pawn's protected. I can bring my king up further. I can give this check. Okay, let's bring the king up. And then I think do I want to move my rook at all? No, let's just keep pushing pawns here. His king's cut off, my pawn's protected. He doesn't have any checks. Let's try to push a pawn on this side. Okay, let's just take that. And let's push. I want to say push this first. Okay, let's just try. See if we can make a pass pawn. I think if I had plenty of time, I would definitely win, but I'm not totally sure because of the time. And this is still a threat. Okay, let's go up with this one. Does that work? Then we get this pass pawn. I think it's good. I can never bring my king up right now, though. I think I have to go king over here. Let's support this. But if he double attacks that, it could be a problem. No, but if he takes with the king... actually, yeah, that is a problem. Because he can take with the rook and I can't take back. Let's drop back. And if he takes... Oh wait, no, I should have gone here. Because I want to get a trade. Dang it, I messed up. Yeah, that was not good. Can't push that. Go. I don't have any time. Yeah, the time is messing me up. He's able to take that pawn. Yeah, I've had to play almost all these moves without thinking about them much. I definitely had a winning position. And now he's +1 pawn. Oh wait, should I just push? No, he can block. No, yeah, he can block it like that. Can't tell if I should push. Okay, let's just take. once he takes with the rook, I can't go in front of my rook. No, I can actually, because if he checks, I come down, and then we just focus on stopping his pawn. Which I'm pretty sure I can, right? If I'm here, he's checking again. Then I'm just going to go closer to the pawn. And I think that will help me. Now he needs to defend the pawn. This or this. And I can try to get my king up to it. Here, here. Okay, we'll go here. Oh wait, he does have check. I think I should block the pawn first. So that if he checks, we trade. Okay, let's block the pawn first. And then we're covering this square, so then king up. Rook can try to go back. Is there any way to progress here? Go down. I don't know if there's a way for him to progress. I think this is like one of those like theoretical in-game positions, but I haven't learned about them enough. Okay, let's go over here to cut off the king. And prevent the pawn from going forward. I can go king here. Could also just start trying to check, but he'll just use the checks to walk closer to the pawn. Okay, I think... Do I just go here? Or do I go here? I think I'll go here for now. I can't tell which one is better. Or I can go here and then he has to move the king back again. Yeah, maybe that's good because it's not protected, so king has to go back. Try to walk the king over that way. Okay, let's try that. Go up like that, I guess. We can still just keep moving our rook. And if the pawn moves, we can still take. Oh wait, actually you can give check there, yeah. Forgot about that. Let's go. Let's just go here. Maybe. Then push the pawn. They'll go all the way down, and then around this way. Okay, let's go here first. We have another interesting in-game, but I don't know if this is winning or losing. Even if it is, or like winning or drawing, I mean, for him. Even if it is technically drawing, though, or if it was technically drawing, I might have misplayed it, or I might misplay it going forward. Because this is not an in-game position that I've like looked at or studied at all. But I know I've seen that there's like videos and a lot of information on these kind of positions out there. I just haven't got to that for in-games. I've been still learning the basics of them. Okay, pushes the pawn. Let's go here to block it. Oh wait, but if he gives check, I have to go back. I can't block with the rook. Check. Let's go down. Check. If here, take here, that's a stalemate. So he can't win with this move, I don't think. If we trade the rooks and I can get stalemate in the corner, then we're good. And he can't go down here, obviously, because I would just take the rook. So it's either... Maybe he could bring his king down. Okay, no, king goes back. Then... Maybe I go here. King can't move, rook could check, and I come back and block. If we trade the rooks, I think I'm winning. Okay, let's try that. This, I don't know if it's the right way. Maybe I should have gone back here, but I don't have enough time to calculate them. We take, and then this is just going to be a draw, I think, right? This should be a draw. In the corner. If I go here, he goes here. Can't go out. Yeah, it should be a draw either way, a stalemate. Now, what I'm curious about, though, let's see if I'm correct. I think it's a stalemate. But I'm curious if at what point it turned to drawing and where we made mistakes, either of us. Okay, let's go forward, I guess. I'm just going to keep going back, though. This is definitely a drawing position. This is not a winning position for him. So as long as I didn't blunder, like walking the king away from the corner somehow, then he should just draw. I could offer a draw, but I think I'll just wait for him. Okay, we go. Let's go. Does it matter? Does it matter which square I go to? Here, here, here. I don't think it does. I think in the corner like this, it doesn't matter. Oh, he left a nice message. All right, I say good game to him. I'll show you guys the message. He said, wait, where'd he go? It was an honor to play with you. This was a real war, brother. That's cool. And I just said, you two, man, this. You two, man, GG. And, all right, that was a cool game. We both are like the exact same rating, and we ended in a draw, so I don't think we gained or lost any points. Let's go ahead and check the game review. And we had like the exact same accuracy just about. I actually had slightly higher accuracy. He had 2 blunders. I obviously missed his blunders. I had 3 misses. I gotta see what that was. And yeah, it looks like for a long time on the eval bar, it was drawn for like a huge portion of the game. So I think ever since I lost my advantage in the end game, when I was up, wait, was I up? I think I was up a pawn, right? I can't remember exactly, but I think ever since I messed that up, it was completely drawn. He never had a winning advantage as long as I played it correctly, according to the bar there. Although he was winning at times in the middle game, it looks like. Oh no, that was me because I'm black. So I was winning through the middle game. He was winning at the early middle game. I was winning at the late middle game, and then the end game we were completely drawn. So I guess we played the end game pretty well because it never spiked around at all. It just stayed drawn the whole time. So I guess we played properly once we made it to the end game. Let's see where those blunders were that he made though, and my misses. I'm really curious about that. It wanted me to castle queenside. No, that seems crazy to me. With these pawns out like this, I would not have done that. There's no way I would have done that unless I knew like the exact opening theory that, you know, what moves to play afterwards. But moving the queen out, it says it was good. It's not too bad. That was inaccurate. Yeah, generally this is a pretty passive move, and generally it's not very good for your position to play like that. It didn't like this though. I thought this was good because I really was focusing on the d4 pawn. It wanted me to drop back, so it did want the bishop to move, maybe to get the knight in there. I guess keeping a little bit of pressure here on this long diagonal, the rook's behind there, I guess that makes sense. There's also the potential of a fork, if I can ever defend that square, and then slide the bishop in there, forking the rook and the queen. So, yeah, I can see why that's still good. Yeah, this was a weird move. I didn't quite understand that. I was able to double the pawns up right away. I think he just, I mean, it was that he wanted to block the pin and defend this, but it did just allow me to double the pawns right away. And then taking here was best, so I guess I timed this right. Because I didn't know for a while, I think I spent a while thinking about whether I should take or not there. We took, gave the check. It doesn't like the check too much. It says good. I do have a slight advantage, but not much. It wanted me to push the pawn first. Okay, push the pawn, goes back. Then I have a really nice center, and his pawn is kind of weak here. Then I go behind this. Let's just see. Here. Take. Doesn't even want him to take. Oh, tempo on the queen first with the knight. Okay, nothing too crazy happening there. So that was a mistake for him to block with the knight after my check. And then this was best, but the tactic I wanted didn't work. That was best. I think this was the only thing that would have saved him probably, because I was planning to, once the bishop dropped back here, go here, and then I'm completely winning at that point. He can go here, but after I drop back, I still have the fork. So yeah, we went a piece. That would have been really good. So he found the best move, which I didn't see, to block that. And then here was my miss. So he actually didn't blunder here, but I still had a miss, and this completely changed the eval into his favor. I thought that this seemed good because I'm still double attacking or triple attacking this pawn, and once he takes, I can take back, knight's threatened, and then knight has to move, and I have a nice centralized queen, and my pawns are all good. But I didn't see this rook b3 move at first when I played it, but then I saw it later on before he moved, and then that's it. That's what he ended up playing. Oh wait, no, that was actually inaccurate of him though. I'm surprised. I thought that was good. He wanted the knight to threaten the queen, which, yeah, I guess I also didn't see that one. I should have checked before I played that all the different moves that could threaten this square. But I kind of was more focused on the next move that would affect the pawns here, and I didn't as much look for a tempo move on the queen before I played it, but I should have. Okay, dropping back is good, but now he has an advantage. It went from me having a strong advantage immediately to him having a strong advantage, because it did let him win this pawn, and it's a pass pawn. Okay, that was good. It wants the knight out first. Rook there. This was inaccurate. It wants the queen down here. I just figured maintaining more pressure on the pawn seems good. It kind of ties his bishop down. But he has a really nice advantage here, plus 2.65. That was a mistake. That was a mistake because he lost castling rights, it says. This was best to kick the rook. Okay. All good here. Okay, so this was best. I was curious about whether this knight c6 or knight f5. I'm trying to say the squares a lot more to get more used to just what all the different squares are, and try to familiarize myself with the board to help with visualization and learning openings and all that kind of stuff. So I'm saying a lot of the squares as I read them. So yeah, knight c6 versus the knight f5 jump. I think, yeah, knight c6 was the better option. What happens if I jump here, though? What's it say? Inaccuracy. Oh, he has a tactic here? Oh, yeah, he does. I've seen this tactic several times, and I always forget about it. Take, and then queen takes. It's always with the queen on d3 here, and then the knight taking on d5, and the pawn is supporting both of them. For some reason, I never see that tactic. But I didn't play that anyway, so... And also, people don't normally see it, but the engine always points it out. So this was good. That was inaccurate. Yeah, that seemed a little weird. It wanted him to drop back instead. And then I guess he'll take back the knight. Oh, this was bad. It wanted the check first. I think I considered the check first, but then I thought I should take first and then give the check. But if I give the check first, why is that better? Is it just bad to take the bishop in general? It says good now, it wasn't a mistake. I don't understand the distinction between those two. Then I take the pawn. Oh, I guess I ended up winning the pawn here when before the real game I didn't end up winning the pawn. Take. Because if I go here first, it gets rid of the defender. It did want me to go back, but trading was still fine. That was inaccurate. This was good. It still just wants me to play this. I guess I push this, he takes, I take. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. And then he could take, I could take. Wait, no, but I was worried about the skewer. Wasn't that the concern there? So here. It's not the best move. Okay, so it doesn't want me to take. Because, yeah, if I take, I was really worried about this. Yeah, this is a mistake. I can't take back. Because if I take back here, and I lose the rook. So we avoided that. And instead, we did finally play g6. Didn't like this. I thought this was good because it this was really important to cover this diagonal, cover the pawn, attack the rook, and cover this next square the pawn could push to. So to me, I thought this was a really valuable move to come this way, as opposed to this way. It seemed like if I came out here, then it would just help the king kind of activate down to here. Oh, it wanted me to immediately go for these two pawns. I did that later on, but here. And then do I just take it? No, it doesn't want me to take it. It wants me to castle first. Knight comes in. He's still winning here, though, with a pretty good margin. Plus 2.28, it said. Okay, so let's go back to what happened. Because eventually I came back here. He was winning for a while. And then let's see where he messed up. Alright, so we finally castle. And I think around here is where he messes up. In fact, yeah, I can see the blunders on there. So let's see what the blunders were and how I didn't spot them. So this was good, but not best. It wanted me to push the pawn. I felt like these moves with the bishop were really useful. And then that was his blunder. Wait. Oh, there's a discovered attack after. I see what it is, I think. If I took, he takes, and then I have this, and I win a rook. Oh, that's nice. I was more focused on winning the pawn, and I didn't even try to consider something like that. That was his blunder, and I missed it. I did still win the pawn back. So he went from totally winning after this move. It's minus 3.92. After I missed it, I still have an advantage. So the game has gone back in my favor after that move. After I win his passed pawn, and my pawn over here is covered. And then here I just wanted to trade. And then here's his second blunder. Oh, it's the move order. That is probably what it is, right? Because I noticed that there was almost a tactic on this knight, but I should have started with knight. And then if he takes, then I get the discovered attack, right? Is that what it is? Yeah. So this discovered attack was not on my radar. Mostly because I was focused on winning the pawn that was here, and I did. King down, and then, so I won the knight, and then we traded the rook, so that's plus 3 now. So now I would have had a really nice advantage. So that was my second miss, was that I went for the discovered attack only as a means of trading instead of taking first, and that would have actually given me a really nice tactic. I just figured I'll check, I like my position more, and then he'll move, and then we'll trade. But then because he takes with check, takes the rook back with check, I have to move up so then the knight doesn't hang. But if I took the knight first, I win the knight. So that's another example of just different move orders that you gotta always check different move orders because sometimes there can be a really nice tactic that's right there. Either way, we still have a little bit of an advantage here. That was a mistake. Okay, this was great. It wanted me to play this a while ago, and now we finally play it. We get this fork on these weak pawns. He takes there. This was best to threaten the knight first and the pawn. Okay, that was solid. We take this. It prefers taking the one in the corner. Oh, you know what? That makes sense, actually. I should have done that, because if I take the one in the corner, this one is still fixed, so it's still a weak target. And he can't support it with this because I'll just take that. So taking this one, the fixed one, was a mistake because he can always move this one and get it safer. The one that's on the H file. But it still says this was excellent, but I can see why it probably made more sense to take the one on the H file first. And then this was a mistake. I have a pretty nice advantage. I figured let's just take this pawn and go for this trade. But why was that a mistake exactly? Because he can defend the pawn. And here, I was winning for a while. This was all good. Actually, I do want to go back real quick and see, double check that mistake. So it wanted me to go down first instead. Oh, because then he has to move here. What if he just goes... If he goes here... Oh, it's because he's... because the knight's under attack. Still. Oh, yeah. So they're both under attack. He has to go down. Then I can take the pawn for free. Which is much better. And then I'm actually up a pawn. The way that I played it, I think okay, no, I was still up a pawn, but I think it was better positionally. Hold on, I gotta check it again real quick. I want to try to really understand the different reasons for moves. Okay, so here, here, then I take. I guess it's because then we still, his rook, instead of being freed over here with this even trade, we still have his knight tied to his pawn, being pinned, and his rook tied to his knight. So his position is very stuck in one place. It's very frozen up with these pieces. So I think that's the reason why it was a lot better, even though the material advantage is still +1. Let's see what the next move would be. So here to protect the pawn, then I come back. Now we're double attacking the knight. Knight moves, we can take the pawn. So yeah, then we win another pawn, putting more pressure on his second rank. Okay, yeah. That definitely is a lot better. I just figured let's just take the trade and simplify, but there was more tactics to be had over here. Okay, so now let's keep going. King gets activated. That was inaccurate. This was excellent. I preferred this one though, but I think if it's excellent, I'm not too worried about it. That was excellent. That was best. Where did I go wrong? That was fine. I want him to take with the rook. Okay, so apparently that was it. Pushing this. I know I messed up at that one point when he won the pawn here, but I didn't see that until it was just about to happen. It would have been hard for me to see a while out. But because the rook was cutting this off, I only could defend with the pawn. And then it's my position that's really cramped because my king has to be defending the pawn. His king can step into this square and then it's double attacked. And then I lost my whole advantage there. So it was really just this, just pushing up g3 that caused me to lose my advantage. So what should I play? I should have first got my rook involved. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, I guess I was too eager to push the pawn right away. But if he takes, I just take back and we're still fine. And it's better to get my rook, prevent his king from coming in with my rook instead of let him do that to me. So let's go back here. So here, his rook comes in, my rook comes all the way back. I feel like I would have probably played like here instead. Then he starts making a run for it. Check. He has to go back. Do I not just win this pawn at some point? Just take it? I guess if I take and he starts pushing, or if I take and then he gets behind the pawn, then I have to try to go here, push, here, push, and then I'm stuck in the corner. But both of our rooks are stuck, so I feel like I would still be winning. Let me see that real quick. If I take... Okay, that's still good. I still have an advantage, yeah. Here. It wants me to push first, actually. Push. He needs to take, because his king can't come in and stop it, right? It wants his king to come over, but if he takes... Okay, it doesn't even want me to worry about this pawn, actually, because I'm winning the pawn race, I guess. Yeah, because... Can't defend it here, but if I go check first... If I go check, he has to come down, and then we get a forced rook trade. And then I promote quicker than him. Wait, that was inaccurate? What does it want? It wants the pawn first? I thought I would go here, trade the rooks. Oh, do we promote at the same time if I do that? Oh no, that's a mistake. What did it want? Here, wait, it tells him to go there with the arrow, but then it says it's a mistake. Here? Oh, okay. I still don't understand why the arrows are saying the wrong move. Take, push, 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 and we promote at the same time. I'm still winning though, but now it's going to be a lot harder to convert it just because of, you know, checks and stuff. That would have been fine, but it's crazy how every time when I fail to convert an in-game advantage, it's always such a small thing that seems innocuous, like pushing this pawn here. Every move in the in-game like has huge consequences, or has the potential to have huge consequences, even if it doesn't seem that significant. If it just allows like 5 moves down the line the pawn to get kind of cut off and double attacked like it did here, then that's all it takes to lose your whole advantage. So that's what happened. Tried to get behind here, and this is where I got really low on time. Or I think I already was. I think I was on low on time for a while here, and that's why I was maybe not playing the right moves. Let's see if I played this wrong. Okay, no, this was fine. I was fine with the rook trade because if he took, I'm close enough to win his pawn. So, and then it's just a draw. So he obviously realized that, and he wanted to play for the win because he had the extra pawn. He wanted check here. Let's see if I made any mistakes, because I didn't know how to play this type of position. All my moves are saying excellent, even though they're not the best. Okay, that one was best, which is kind of weird because that was like a random square I picked. He is able to advance the pawn. This was best, and as long as I walk my king into the corner, I think I'm fine, which is what I was able to do. Oh, this was best to go up. What happens if I go this way? I think it's still fine, right? Yeah. Okay, no, that says best too, so they were both best. Get the trade, and then the only way I would have lost this is if I just walked completely away from the corner for some reason. Here, 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 which of course I'm not going to do that. Yeah, that's a blunder. So yeah, we at least held on to the draw. We kind of lost our advantage with that one move, which I think I'm going to go back and like maybe reassess. I've been trying to go back to my in-games here and there and like reassess those small moves that make a huge difference and figure out what I could have seen to realize that. I think with this one, I should have just simply realized, I mean, it's hard for me to see right away why this is a mistake when I play it, but I guess visualizing that when he takes, I take back, and then my king is cut off is all I should have needed to look at. And then the priority instead should be get my rook involved in the fight first. I was keeping my rook here blocking his pawn because I was a little scared of him just racing it across the board. But I'm really close to promoting as well. So this is the kind of position where I just need to have extra time. So really it all comes back to, I think I would have been okay if I was like taking a while on each move. It all comes back to just being better with my time, which I still struggle with quite a bit. And then just calculating these in-game positions a little bit better, like push, take, rook's open, king can come over, and then this pawn gets totally cut off and double attacked. So that's what I should have seen. But yeah, we still got the draw. We held on to it at the end, didn't make any blunders, and he played really well as well. So yeah, I think we both had like 85 or 82 or something like that % accuracy. And yeah, good game to him. And this has been day 65. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on day 66.